Pakistan is against India's increasing role in Afghanistan. The foreign minister is in Washington to try to remind the administration about Pakistan's sacrifices during the last 16 years. The government says its economy lost billions of dollars in addition to the deaths of more than 80,000 people. Pakistan's ties with China are strengthening as the relationship with the US deteriorates.
I can't say yet that the Trump administration is taking a radically harsh, more vigorous approach to Pakistan, but I think they want to give the Pakistanis the impression that they might.
And Washington's tone has somewhat softened since last month. The Defense Secretary says he's going to try one more time to work with Pakistan. As 17 years on, Afghanistan remains at war. Osama bin Javed, ALJAZEERA.
Reports of a motorbike exploding in Paris just outside the Jordanian military attaché office. The Jordanian embassy confirmed the blast, but no reports of injuries at this time. That's all the information that we have on that developing story, but we will, of course, bring you more as and when we get it. Still ahead on Al Jazeera, you have 7 days to get out. That's what the U.S. is telling Cuba's diplomatic staff in Washington. We'll tell you why. Plus, Italian prosecutors say this man is the mastermind of one of the world's biggest people smuggling operations. But his defense says it's a case of mistaken identity. Again, you're watching Al Jazeera. A reminder of our top stories this hour. More details emerging about the weapons used in Sunday's mass shooting in Las Vegas. Modified assault rifles were found in the attacker's hotel room with devices attached to increase the rate of fire. Police have released body camera footage from the night showing victims fleeing. A pro-secession parliamentary bloc in Catalonia is meeting for the first time since Sunday's disputed referendum. It follows a day of strikes by hundreds of thousands of Catalans in response to the violence by Spain's national police during the vote. A top US general has accused Pakistan's main spy agency of links with armed groups. Islamabad has denied that claim. US Defense Secretary James Mattis told the Senate Washington will try again to work with Pakistan before taking what he described as punitive action. A court in Turkey is about to deliver verdicts in a major trial linked to the failed coup in 2016. 47 people, including a number of military officers, are accused of trying to assassinate President Recep Tayyip Erdogan. Prosecutors are seeking life sentences. On the night of the coup, 2 policemen were killed in the hotel where Erdogan was staying. The president says the location was bombed minutes after he left. Turkey's President Recep Tayyip Erdogan has arrived in Iran, where he will have talks with officials on Kurdish secession efforts. Erdogan told supporters on Saturday Kurdish leaders would, in his words, pay the price for last month's referendum. He's expected to meet Iranian President Hassan Rouhani in the capital, Tehran. The two countries have large Kurdish populations and fear separatism within their own borders. Andrew Simmons has more from Istanbul.
Military issues are undoubtedly at the top of the agenda in Tehran. The Turkish military chief of staff went 2 days ahead to meet his counterpart in Iran, and it's expected some form of cooperation, some extra cooperation between Iran and Turkey will be announced. However, in long term, it's unlikely there'll be an alliance between the two armies. Culturally, they're quite some distance apart, and also, of course, Turkey is a NATO member, which is raising eyebrows, no doubt, in the United States. However, the Turkish military is insistent that it needs to engage with Iran. It can't be isolated. It is definitely very, very relevant in terms of coming to some sort of settlement on the conflict in Syria, and also very relevant in sharing a similar problem to Turkey. It sees it as a problem, the Kurdish response to the Iraqi KRG, the Kurdish regional government, having the referendum vote. And so what we expect to see is this cooperation, further political dealings, and some sort of move towards putting more pressure on Barzani and his inner circle.